Subscribe Tech Guy and press notification icon to get latest video. So let's begin. Good morning dear students of 8th class. Today in this video I am going to explain chapter 2, that is the spreadsheet formula. So let's start. So first of all we must know what is a spreadsheet. So spreadsheet actually is a very large sheet, or you can see it is a very large page in which you can enter the data in rows and columns. So in that sheet you can also organize your data, you can also do the calculations there, and you can also represent the data with the help of graphs and reports. So it is called a spreadsheet. Now next is in which way we can use this spreadsheet. So we have a software. The name of software is Microsoft Excel. So with the help of that software we can make spreadsheets. So Excel allows you to enter data in rows and columns. So collectively the combination of rows and columns is called a worksheet. Here you can see the diagram of a spreadsheet. It is a combination of rows and columns. Columns are marked with alphabets like A, B, C, D and so on, and rows are marked with number like 1, 2, 3 and so on. So it is called a spreadsheet. In Excel 2010 we have 16,384 columns and 10,48,576 rows. So you can calculate the number of cells by multiplying these two. Next we have active cell. Active cell is the currently selected cell, or the cell in which you are entering something, some value or some data. That is called active cell. For example, you can see here A1 is the active cell in this worksheet. Active cell has a thick border around it, as you can see here in A1. Next we have cell address. Cell address is the address of the cell in the worksheet, or it is also known as cell reference. Every cell is identified by the column, letter and row number. For example, you can take any cell example, A1, B1, B2, C3, C5. All these are cell addresses. It is a combination of column letter and row number. You can enter three types of data in any cell. The three types of data is text, second is numbers, and third is formulas. Text are also known as labels, numbers are also called values, and formulas are the functions in Excel which are used to calculate something. Next we have a workbook. A workbook is an Excel document in which individual worksheets are saved. By default, in one Excel document you have three worksheets. Their names are sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. So the combination of worksheet makes a workbook, as you can see in this diagram. So here downside in the sheets tab you can see that there are three worksheets, sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. You can add the more sheets, or you can also delete the worksheets. Next we have starting Excel 2010. For starting Excel you need to click on the start button. A start menu will appear. Then next you click on the all program, and then next you click on the Microsoft Office folder, and lastly you have to click on the Microsoft Excel 2010. Clicking on it, it will appear a new window. This is called Excel window. Next we have how to enter data in a worksheet. For entering data you need to click the cell in which you want to enter the data and start typing the values from the keyboard. You can make use of arrow key and tab key and enter key for moving cell to cell. Next we have switching between worksheet. Suppose you are working in sheet 1 and you want to switch between sheet 2 or sheet 3 for entering data, then you can click on the sheet in which you want to work. That sheet will open. We have renaming a worksheet. For renaming a worksheet, just double click on the sheet name which you want to rename, enter the new name and press enter key. The name will change. Next we have coloring a worksheet. Yes, you can change the color of the tab. For that you need to right click on the tab, choose the tab color option and select the color which you want to apply. That color will appear under the tab. Next we have adding a worksheet. If you want more sheet you can add. For that click on the insert worksheet button, or you can also make use of shortcut key, that is shift plus F11. Next we have deleting a worksheet. If you don't need a sheet you can delete it. For that right click on the sheet name, choose the delete option and click on the delete button. That sheet will be deleted. Next we have copying or moving a worksheet. For that right click on the sheet which you want to copy or move, click on the move or copy option and then you will get this dialog box, move or copy. From here select the book 1, book 2, where you want to copy this worksheet, and after that select the worksheet 1, 2, 3 or move to end option, and this is create a copy checkbox. You can click it to if you want to copy, or you can leave it if you want to move, and lastly click on the OK button. Next we have a formula in Excel. So a formula is a combination of values, operators, functions and references. So here you can see it is a formula, and formula always starts with an equal sign. For example, we are entering here two values, and the third cell we are going to enter a function which is equals to a1 plus a2. So this is a formula and it will calculate the result. So you can see here 30. I am now typing from the keyboard, it is calculated, it is adding a1 and a2 column. So here it is showing us the sum of both. So this is called a formula. Next we have range. Range is a group of selected cells. For example, a1 to a22, it is a range in the column wise, or you can also select the cells in row wise. For example, a1 to e1, so it is also a range, or you can select both column wise and row wise. For example, a1 to e16, it is also a range. Next we have operators, and we have four categories of operator. The first one is arithmetic. In arithmetic we have plus, minus, multiply, divide, percentage and exponent. An exponent operator is used to calculate the power of any number. Next operator is a relational operator. In the relational operator we have equal, greater, less, greater equal, less equal, or not equal operator. So these are used to compare the values and they return us true or false. Next we have reference operator, and reference operators are colon, space and comma. Colon is used to specify range, so colon is used for range. Space is used to find out the intersection of two ranges, and comma is used for separation. Last we have the logical operators. We have three logical operators, that is not, and, or. Not operator will return true if the condition is already false, and it will return false if the condition is already true. And operator will return true if both the condition are true. If both are not true, then it will return false. And or operator will return true if either of the condition is true. If both the condition are false, only then it will return false. Next we have entering, editing and copying a formula. Suppose this is the table where we want to compute the total of marks, and for that we will enter a formula in the last column, that is equal to C2 plus D2 plus E2. So it will find the sum of three columns, C2, D2 and E2. So here we will press the enter key, and this formula will automatically find the sum of 3, that is 170. Next we have editing a formula. To edit a formula we have three ways. Either you can double click the cell and then edit the contents. Second is you can use the formula bar to edit the contents. Third is the shortcut key F2. So this key you can also use to edit the content of the active cell. Next we have fill handle or autofill handle. So this handle is used to copy the formula downside or left or right side. Next we have references. First is the relative reference. It changes the cell references in a formula when formula is copied from one location to another location. It is used by the Excel by default. For example, equal to A1 plus B1. This is the relative reference. Next we have the absolute references. It does not change automatically when the formula is copied from one location to the another location, and it is a fixed reference. Dollar sign is used to make absolute reference. Dollar sign is used with the column as well as row number. Third is the mixed references. It is the combination of both, either relative and absolute reference. So dollar sign, only one dollar sign can be used either with the column letter or the row number. Let's have some examples. So here in the first diagram you can see we entered a formula here for calculating the total, that is the 170, and if we copy this formula downside, see what will happen. Okay, now all the sums are calculated automatically. So it means we are copying a formula from one place to another place, and what is happening in the destination cells, the formula references are changing automatically. For example, here C4 is C5, here C6, C7, and last one E7. So we copied one formula to another place and the references are changing automatically. So it is called relative reference. Next we have absolute reference. Here you can see, to make this reference absolute we are using dollar sign with the column, letter and row number. So before the column letter and before the row number you have to put a dollar sign. Now it will become absolute reference. So within the formula you can use this sequence of dollar sign. With the second also dollar sign T2, and the last one also dollar sign E and dollar sign 2. Now our formula is same, but the only difference is we are using the dollar sign with the formula. It will make the reference absolute, that is fixed. Now what will happen if we copy this formula downside, and you will see the references are not changing, because 170 is coming in all the cells. In the first cell, second cell, third cell, the same formula is copied. So this is called fixed reference or absolute reference. Next we have types of errors in Excel. While typing formulas we get some errors. So let's see which are the different types of errors in Excel. So the first one is hash error. So this error is also displayed while entering something. Next is the division by 0 error. Next we have, that is the name error, hash name and question mark. This is also a type of error. And the next is hash reference sign of exclamation error. So this is the error of reference. And the next is value error, hash value, sign of exclamation, error. So these are the different types of error. Now let's understand these type of errors. First one, hash error. As you can see here, I have entered a long value, and if I decrease the cell size, this error is coming. So if the cell size is small but the content are large, in that case this hash error will appear. You can increase the column size to recover this error. Next we have division by zero error, and this error will appear if you are performing the division and the denominator is 0. For example, equal a1 over a2. Here a2 is already 0, so answer will not come, but this error will appear. That is called division by 0 error. To correct this error, what you need to do, you need to change the 0 by any value, then the answer will come. Next we have name error, and the name error is appearing when you are using the wrong function name or wrong cell name or its reference. For example, I am entering here formula. What is happening? While typing, I entered a1 plus a2, but the third one I entered af. So this is the wrong reference, that's why this error was coming. So you can correct the reference, then your answer will be coming normally. Next we have the reference error, and this error is displayed when the reference is missing, or some function you used or some row you used and that row is no more, or you deleted that row. In that case this reference error will appear. Next we have value error, and this error will appear due to the wrong value. Suppose we are entering three numbers here and the sum is 106, and if I enter alphabets in place of numbers, then the sum function will show you hash value error because of the wrong arguments in the function. Thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel and press the notification button to get the future videos.